let's get it. I'm ready to be up late. Let's get pizza.
Okay. The perfect marriage.
A book about me and Kayla?
I was gonna make a joke of,
So they didn't write it about us.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
As I'm in
So
the
they
middle of
didn't
you guys.
write it about us and our marriage.
On Earth, 8. Whoa.
I'm so suspicious.
That
of
one,
it.
that one, that one, that one. Yes. Just in case.
Okay, so the perfect marriage is about a guy named Adam, actually, but
I
not.
I love it already.
I've never met a bad Adam.
So Adam is married to a girl named Sarah. Sarah is a lawyer,
Oh.
and she's like the best defense attorney in DC. Adam is an author. His first book he wrote was wildly successful.
Huh?
The next two he wrote were not as successful. Sarah is partner at her law firm, which we know means she signed her life away for them.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is a little bit resentful that like his wife is so successful and he's not. Adam really wants kids. Sarah really does not want kids. So
Career
it's a
type.
little point of tension in the marriage.
Okay.
They have a house in the city and then a lake house in like Virginia, by the lake.
Pretty place.
Virginia by the lake. The one lake in Virginia.
So where's your cabin at? Oh, it's in Virginia by the lake.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah. I know that one.
I know it.
Great place.
Sarah's supposed to come out with them, but she's a big fancy lawyer.
You can say pause.
I held it. I pushed it down. You had just started talking again.
So he goes. Oh God, so funny.
She's crying.
I panicked. There was a panic. Don't cough. I was
It's like you were like looking around.
like for some relief.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
So when they bought the lake house, Sarah was supposed to come out with Adam, but Sarah's a big fancy lawyer, so
She's like, you handle it, babe.
she just has to work. She bails on him quite a bit, or will cancel plans or change plans. I mean, there's always somebody that needs a defense attorney, and she's really good at her job, so she's in high demand.
Yeah, I've seen
And I think,
Suits. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't ever go home.
You know,
and being a partner, generally speaking, means she's rich.
Adam.
Great name.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met a good Adam.
What? A good?
Plot
Is
twist.
that how the phrase goes?
What phrase? Are you going to coin a phrase for all of the internet?
I've never met a bad Adam.
Adam is cheating on his wife with a girl.
What? How dare he?
This is brand new
I didn't see that coming.
This is brand new information.
What on earth?
information.
What a plot twist. Plot twist.
Okay. Adam cheating on Sarah with Kelly.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is not the perfect marriage.
Not the perfect marriage.
It would be it would be crazy if the title of the book said The Perfect Marriage and then perfect was crossed out.
That's exactly what it is.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay. It hasn't been this long since we've hung out. Why is this so
I don't
funny
know.
tonight?
we're on one tonight.
Okay. So, Kelly is also married.
Okay.
So they're both, like, cheating together.
On their respective spouses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Kelly came over because Adam was like, well, if Sarah's not here, you might as well come over. But then Adam was like, texting Sarah, like, I'll be home later tonight, love you. Fell asleep, woke up, and he was like, oh crap, like I was supposed to leave. I think he woke up because he heard, like, buzzing. And so he looks over at the phone and sees all of these texts from Scott, her husband. They, like, get, like, progressively more aggressive. Like, you're gonna regret this.
Also, we don't love Scott.
And so Adam is like, just feels for Kelly. So he writes her a note, says something like, I love you, it's always been you. At the end is like, P.S. Maid will be back. We'll be here by 9. Make sure you're gone. Adam goes back to the city. And when he gets home, he sees Sarah, and she's dressed in like lingerie. Which,
He's trying.
yeah,
Mhm.
I was just with my mistress. Gets in bed, wakes her up. She turns around and she's like, I'm ready to have kids now.
Great news!
He's wanted it for 10 years.
He can have it all.
Yeah, so now he's like, crap, what do I do about Kelly? Now I gotta break up and end things with Kelly because I love Sarah. I'm married to Sarah. I'm gonna start a family with Sarah. It is Sarah.
Yes.
But remember, he just wrote this note. It's you. It's always been you.
To Kelly.
So he's muddying the water, right?
This
So he's
guy.
like, frick, I should not have written that note.
True that.
Because he instantly was like, I take it back. Next day, Sarah goes to work, and there's a knock on the door. It's the cops. Ah! And Adam instantly was like, is Sarah okay? And he's like, I just have to, like, contact Sarah. Like, that's where his mindset is. So he goes to, like, get his phone, and the cops are instantly like, you're coming with us. Tackles him, arrests
Wow.
him, puts him in the cop car. Like,
Dang.
out of the blue. So Adam's like, what the heck is happening? Is
Yeah.
my wife okay? I don't even know. Like, does not know what's happening. This
Right.
whole car ride, which is an hour back to Virginia.
It's Virginia. Alright.
Police come interrogate him and then ask him about Kelly. So then Adam's like, oh, this is about Kelly, not Sarah. Is my wife okay? Like, he's still worried about his, like, pregnant wife. But then we find out Kelly was found dead in his bed.
Oh no.
So Sarah is obviously informed, comes, and is taken to an interrogation room. And the cops are also asking her, where were you? What's the story? Does it line up? And Sarah still doesn't know really what's happening. And so then the sheriff shows her the file where she sees all the pictures of Kelly. Finds out, my husband's cheating on me with this girl. Like, and now she has a lot to process.
Yeah.
Right?
And now she has to be like, oh, now I'll have to defend
Yeah.
my husband that has been cheating on me.
Because
Cheater.
Because
till,
she's
till death do us part.
a badass defense attorney.
Yeah.
And just
she's-
as a defense attorney, I think she would be like, okay, this is my new client. Like,
yeah. Mhm.
work mode.
Exactly. And she obviously is like, oh my gosh, my husband cheated on me, but she kind of just has to, like, put on her lawyer hat,
Mm-hmm.
put aside her, like, personal feelings, because exactly, she's who better to defend her husband. When Adam was being interrogated, finds out Kelly died, he knows about the text that Kelly received the night before, and so
Yeah.
he's instantly like, it was Scott.
Uh-huh.
He's been abusive to her before. He sent threatening messages. He must have found out about us. The police instantly, like, shoot that down. It was, like, super defensive
Oh,
because small town cops knew Kelly, knew Scott.
right.
Mhm. Probably friends with Scott.
Kelly and Adam had met a year and a half ago when Sarah and Adam had bought the lake house. Sarah's motive was, this will be good for your writing. And Adam just, like, needed to get away from the city. The first night or week that they were staying there, Sarah's supposed to stay with him, and she had to work. Again, not unusual that she bails on him. And so Adam's like, well, I'm just going to go to, like, a coffee shop, get a coffee, maybe do some work from there, and sees a waitress named Kelly.
Mm.
Instantly, he's, like, smitten by her, wants to get to know her, chooses to sit in, like, her section, and spends the whole day there. So they kind of get to know each other just through, like, casual conversation. And then as he's leaving, it's, like, the same time she's getting off shift. And so she's like, hey, wait up. And then they hang out. One thing leads to another. And
Bang it out. ... Hang out to bang out.
back to Sarah and Adam at the police department.
Back to reality.
Oh,
Back
there
to
goes
gravity.
Kelly. Oh, this goes
Scott.
Sarah and Adam are in the same room now because Sarah's representing Adam. Adam is obviously like,
hey, babe.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like,
Sorry.
This sucks. And she's like, nope, we're not talking about this. You're my client.
Yeah.
While they're in there, Scott comes in.
Scott, the husband.
The husband. Yep.
How did he get in?
Straight up, well, we find out that he's a cop.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Whoa.
I didn't have two hands. I was gonna go like this.
So it just goes, all coming together.
Okay.
You're like playing the trumpet right now.
All coming together.
Oh.
Scott comes in, attacks Adam,
Physically?
to the point that he has to.
Could have been verbally.
He comes in. I pictured like emotionally, like your mother never loved you.
Scott attacks Adam
Dang.
to the point that he needs to go to the hospital.
What did Sarah do?
He
What
has-
did the other cops do? Like, oh, that's just Scott.
Classic Scott! You would, Scott!
You wouldn't kill your wife, though, would you?
Not I, Scott. We know it better than that.
I don't know why it's the 1950s.
And when New York all of a sudden, or
Yeah.
Boston, or Chicago, some
Scott.
Nick Miller from the streets of Chicago.
So Sarah actually got hit or pushed. Somehow she cut her cheek.
Dang.
So she's kind of like, what is happening? The sheriff who's in there is like, Scott, how did you even get in here? Like, kind of like pulls him
It
off,
moves
right?
very slowly, apparently. Scott! Wait! Stop!
You're like the sloth on Zootopia.
Yeah.
He's got some anger issues.
Scott.
He's used to hurting people.
Okay?
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Why'd you say it like that?
Okay, so Adam has a concussion, goes to the hospital. The sheriff is like, hey, sorry, he shouldn't have even been here. And then the sheriff is like, between you and me, I'm not convinced it was Adam.
This sheriff.
All right, bud.
Yeah, and Sarah's like, okay.
Sheriff of the
But
class.
then he's also like, I'm not sure it was Scott either. So Sarah's like, well, that helps me none. And the sheriff's like, well, you want to see the crime scene? Sarah's like, oh, absolutely, I do.
Yeah, take me on over, Bob.
But is that
What's a crime
Allowed?
scene? Probably not, but I don't know. I'm not an attorney.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's weird because she's the lawyer and the wife. Like,
Right.
for the wife to go see the crime scene, absolutely not allowed. But the lawyer, maybe be. So we find out that Kelly is not really Kelly.
What? Huh?
Kelly is actually named Jenna.
Mm.
Jenna was previously married to a guy named Greg. Greg died,
Ooh.
and it was
Murder.
believed that his wife had killed him. His
Jenna?
wife being Jenna, now Kelly.
Kelly?
So Kelly, previously Jenna, was on trial for this murder, but evidence mysteriously went missing.
Odd.
And so the case was dismissed because they didn't have the evidence that they needed. But we don't know who killed Greg. We don't know why. But because of that,
Jelly Roll.
I
Kelly.
see where you got jelly completely.
Jenna and Kelly.
Jenna moved to a new state, changed her name, changed her appearance, and is starting a new life with Scott.
Wow.
We kind of suspect that he was a cop on the case that kind of helped the evidence go missing. So we're a little suspicious of Scott. Scott, however, does have an alibi because he was hanging out with his buddy from work. And so they're like each other's alibis.
A little too convenient.
And Adam obviously doesn't have an alibi because he was there. Sarah does go look at the crime scene and looks over the autopsy. We find out Kelly was pregnant.
What?
With
How?
And DNA test,
I know how, but with was it his baby?
it was Adam's baby.
Damn.
oh,
Okay. So now it's a double homicide.
that's
Shoot,
awful.
Shoot.
Yeah. So it now went from like prison without the possibility of parole to prison with execution.
Dang.
And in the report, we find out that Kelly had been roofied. She's like, okay, well, has Adam been tested for roofie? Have you tested the alcohol for roofie? Like,
Because he fell asleep
where,
too. But
where did this roofie come from? The cop's like, oh, no, we probably should do that. And Sarah's like, yeah, why am I doing your job? She sees Adam's writing desk and remembers that there's a little secret compartment.
How convenient.
So she opens the secret compartment and finds an incriminating photo of Adam and Kelly.
No.
And on the back is written, "End it or I will." So the cop's like, "Oh, well, we didn't find that. We didn't do a very good job of looking."
No shit, not Sherlock.
So the cop's like, "Ooh, like this is not as open and shut as we thought. Adam was being threatened. Whoever was threatening Adam could have killed Kelly." This takes like the case in a whole new
Direction.
So this is like the first time that Sarah has like a little bit of hope. In the case file, we also find out that there were 3 sets of DNA found inside Kelly.
Inside? Good grief, Kelly.
Well, is one the baby?
No.
They're not counting her own? Like her DNA?
Like inside Kelly.
Shoot, Kel. Jeez.
Wow.
1, we assume is Scott because husband-wife. 2, we obviously know is Adam. But the 3rd one, who is it? I
Greg.
don't think it would be.
Back from the dead.
Wow.
And get you some, Kelly.
Sarah is a little suspicious of the sheriff because Sarah's like, "You missed all of this, like, evidence." And he's a little, like, chummy with her, like, a little too friendly.
Like, chummy, like, trying to distract her or hide something, maybe? Like, that's weird.
We don't know. But it's almost like he's too involved with the case,
Mm-hmm.
which is suspicious, right?
And what do we say? Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
After Adam is moved back to the police department from the hospital, Scott comes to visit him.
Visit Adam?
That's not trauma-inducing.
And Adam's like, "What the fuck?" And
Don't beat me up again.
And Scott's like, no. I'm not going to hurt you. Nobody even knows I'm here. I'm not supposed to be here. I just need to know what happened. Did you do it? Adam's like, "Well, why would I talk to you? Like, you would abuse her. Like, I saw the text you sent. Like, I know it was you. It was not me."
Yeah.
And Scott's like, "What are you talking about? I never harmed her."
You're right, Scott.
And so Adam's like, "What are you talking about? Like, I saw the bruises. She came to me after you hit her." And Scott's like, "Dude, I swear it wasn't me." So then Adam's a little bit like, "I know it wasn't me. I'm pretty sure it was Scott." But he's like, he has an alibi. He says he never harmed her. So now Adam's even like, "Okay, well, if it wasn't me and if it wasn't Scott, who was it?" They have like their like first appearance from the judge. What is that called?
A hearing?
Yes, hearing where he pleads not guilty.
Okay.
And Sarah's able to push for house arrest instead of spending time in jail, and he's out on bail. He is on house arrest at the lake house.
Okay. No, I can get behind that. Like, the state lines, the county lines.
Yeah,
a lot.
I do get that, but I'm like, that's kind of like the crime scene, and he's there. Like, what if there was evidence
Oh,
there?
true,
that
yeah,
he
it's the
could've
crime
put
scene.
in? And
Yeah, I forgot
like,
about
if he really was the murderer and he like hid the murder weapon and they never found it, then he knows what. Like, I just feel like that's a
That's
little
true.
like
Yeah.
There's
could have
That's
gone
the-
south. Spoiler alert. That's not what happens, but like it could have been,
Yeah.
right? Like if they really suspect him of murder,
Why lock him in the crime scene
Yeah.
with unlimited time on his hands?
yeah, everybody has an alibi
Did you sleep with the sheriff?
except for Adam. I'm just gonna ignore his
Ignore.
speculation.
It's a possibility.
It is, but I'm never gonna get to the point if you just keep speculating. Can I just tell you?
Okay, I'll be quiet. I won't say another word the entire time.
I hate when you do that. You're so self-deprecating.
Look at his stupid smile.
What are you, Joseph
gave him-
Smith,
you
the
gave-
martyr?
Joseph Smith, the martyr? Freaking.
Oh, that's a great insult.
It wasn't meant to be.
Who are you, Joseph Smith, the martyr?
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so basically, in sum, things are not looking great for Adam. While Adam is on house arrest, someone knocks on the door. Turns out it's a reporter. The reporter's like, hey, I have some questions for you. And Adam's like, well, if I'm going to answer your questions, you got to do something for me in return. And the reporter's like, yeah, done. But also, like, you're going to have to pay me.
The reporter says that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Sir, you want the story, not me.
miss. Which,
Ma'am, you want the
Mhm.
story.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, bold move on her part. But Adam's like, yeah, okay.
Idiot.
Okay. Pays her $5,000.
$5,000?
On the spot. Yes.
Where does he have that kind of money? He's a struggling author.
I mean, his wife's making bank.
$5,000?
But she
It's going to look
just-
like collusion of some kind. You're paying people for things. Oh,
It's
Adam.
not smart. It's not smart.
So, this is obviously problematic. But Rebecca, who is the reporter, discovers that Greg
Greg.
has a brother.
Oh no, a twin? Is it a twin?
I'm just going to ignore your speculation. And the brother lives close by. It's not much to go on, but it's not nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam's like, okay, like, I need your help finding this brother. Like, it could be him. He has 3 possible, like, I don't want to say suspects. They're not suspects, but 3 possible, like, people who could be the brother.
You're right.
And shows the pictures to Adam's like, these are the ones I'm looking into. Adam's like, okay, one of them kind of looks familiar, but I don't know how I would know him, but, like, that might be something to go on.
His first thought isn't to go to Sarah and say,
No, he's an idiot.
oh, he's an idiot. I'm not even rooting for him anymore.
No. I
Ugh.
was barely rooting for him to begin with. So. Have you ever seen One Tree Hill?
No. What's that about?
Well, it's a very small town. And, like, some episodes are, there's situations where you're just like, that would never happen. Feels kind of like
That's exactly what it's like.
crazy.
Sarah's like, what is happening? You are on house arrest for murder. Like, you are treating this like willy-nilly. Like, you need to chill.
Yeah.
You're making my job way harder than it needs to be. She also brings over, like, a box of evidence. And it's like, please just look through this. See if there's something I missed. See if you find anything new. Like, don't make all these phone calls. Don't talk to this, like, reporter. Help me out here. Rebecca comes over and it's like, hey, this is what I found. And Adam's like, well, I don't have anything, but I have this box of evidence. See this sticky note.
Why are you showing a reporter this box of evidence? I hate him.
It's One Tree Hill, man.
Oh, stupid.
So he sees this box of evidence. He's like, mother effer. That sticky note, the handwriting, matches the backside of the photo.
Oh.
End it or I will.
So a cop wrote it.
No. Anna wrote it. The
Assistant?
assistant. So Adam, ready for One Tree Hill,
Yeah.
steals Rebecca's keys, runs out of the house, gets in a car, drives an hour to DC, runs into Sarah's office, accuses Anna of everything, and Sarah's like, why are you here? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you saying about my assistant? What is going on? Looks over at Sarah's coworker named Bob and is like, you're Greg's brother. Recognizes him instantly.
What? What?
I
So
know.
Greg's brother
Is Bob, who
Who
works
works with-
Sarah.
and Anna is Sarah's assistant.
hmm
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, but the sheriff shows up and was like, buddy, like, what are you doing here? What's going on? And Adam starts accusing everybody, and so then the sheriff is like, all right, like, I just gotta come with me for questioning. Sarah feels so betrayed by Anna, because we come to find out Anna had stayed at their beach house as, like, her, part of her, like, bonus, winter bonus.
Mm.
They gifted her, like, week stay at our beach house, and she loved the views, and she's kind of, like, getting into photography, so she went back to, like, photograph the lake from the lake house and saw them.
Okay.
And she was like, I can't be the one to tell Sarah, but, like, Sarah deserves to know. So she sent that to Adam, not in a threatening way, just as, like,
Hey,
Hey.
I'm gonna tell Sarah if you don't.
yeah. So then she goes to watch Bob's interview. Bob is for sure Greg's brother.
What are the freaking chances? How does I mean, was it coincidence? Was it coincidence that Kelly and what's his face even met? That Bob works with the wife of the guy
I know,
that's
the-
cheating with the
Yeah,
girl
it's
who
like-
killed his brother. Like,
It's gotta all come together somehow.
While the sheriff is interrogating Anne and Bob and Sarah's witnessing this, Adam is in another interrogation room and Scott shows up.
okay,
Oh, Scott.
And he's basically like, okay, I no longer think it's you. But, like, we gotta figure out who did it. Like, my wife is dead. Adam is just feeling kind of hopeless. Like, Scott's my only hope. So he decides to team up. After Scott left, Adam notices that he accidentally left the door just slightly not closed all the way. So what does Adam do?
He does something
he
stupid.
leaves. And I hope he goes to prison.
He's just asking for it at this point. Sarah, drop this case.
Right?
Seriously.
Right? He is able to escape unnoticed.
He's like on the run now. He's a freaking fugitive.
That's why I'm telling you, it's like the One Tree Hill of books.
Yeah.
Anyway, finds his way to Rebecca's house, which, how did he know where Rebecca lived?
Mhm.
We don't know. Knocks on Rebecca's door. And Rebecca opens the door and is like, you can't be here. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you can't be here, right? And Scott's like, you're my only hope. Like, don't close the door on me.
She's not your only hope. Oh my gosh, I hate him so much. Okay.
While they're talking,
Cops show up at her house?
Yep.
Yeah, no shit.
And
How'd they know he was there?
Adam's like, you freaking called the cops. Rebecca's like, yeah, I called the cops.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
You could be a murderer. I'm the reporter. Like,
mhm.
oh my gosh, he's
Okay. So now he's being moved to maximum security because he was
And
on.
he deserves it.
Yeah, Sarah is like, pulling out all the stops. Sarah has a friend named Matthew and is like, I need your help, but it's not exactly legal. Matthew's like, no.
Sign me up.
So
Also, they probably bang it out too.
and so Sarah, I just brushed by that and then registered that funny comment. Underrated. Let's give you your moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
She deserves to get some.
I know. That's what I'm
Adam
saying.
certainly is.
Matthew's definitely gay, so Sarah's like, I still do not know who this third piece of DNA is.
Oh, I'm brave.
So she texts Matthew, says, okay, here are all the names. Somehow, I need you to get like DNA samples from each one of them, test it to see if it matches.
Right.
Because we have got to figure out who. I'm pulling out all the stops. Like,
Yeah,
I
that-
have nothing else to go off of.
It can't be anyone else. Yeah.
Sarah, through her investigation, whatever, because she's a badass lawyer, discovers Rebecca is actually a private investigator hired by Scott. Very much should not be trusted because she was hired to investigate Adam, and Adam was like, "Here's my life. Oh,
Yeah.
also I'll pay you so you can hang out."
And here's a
And
little
I'll kiss
kiss.
ya.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's such an idiot.
Made her job so easy. She also finds out who the third set of DNA was.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Rebecca.
they don't tell us. Go to trial. She gives her testimony, and then it jumps 11 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Adam was found guilty.
Yeah, I knew it. There's no way.
He has been in jail for 11 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the day of his execution.
Damn.
Sarah goes to her goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
She was the lawyer. She was his wife. She needs the closure. As she's leaving, she's like, I love you, and I know it wasn't you, but, like, I tried everything I could. Like,
Yeah.
I fought as hard as I could. His last thoughts, he figures it out.
Whoa.
So then, we go to Sarah's perspective. Gets in the car. It's her fiance and her daughter in the back.
Okay.
Not Adam's daughter. She's only 8 years old.
Okay.
Adam's been in jail for 11 years. Do you want to guess?
So nervous.
The sheriff.
Do you want to guess who the fiance is? It's not the sheriff.
That's it.
Bob.
Bob. Bob came to Sarah when Bob found out that Adam was dating Kelly and said, Kelly killed my brother. He's cheating on you. So they team up and they orchestrate this whole thing.
So who actually did the stabbing?
Sarah.
I knew it.
You did know it.
Sarah
Wow, I was in her corner the whole time.
Sarah went out to drinks with Anna. Anna had a little more than she probably should have, and so Sarah was like, it was easy for me to like leave her for some time because like she didn't even know I was gone. Went to the lake house. She had put the roofie in the whiskey.
Mm.
She knows for a fact Adam was roofied because the roofie was in the whiskey.
Mm.
The sheriff said, nope, no evidence of roofie in Adam. So Sarah's like, either he didn't test correctly or he just didn't test.
Mm-hmm.
Worked out in her favor. Both of them were passed out. Sarah killed Kelly with Adam in bed.
Oh, damn. So she was already dead.
Yeah. Went back, partied with Anna. That's how she had her alibi. Went home, waited for Adam to come. Bob was on a business trip. They planned it for that weekend specifically so that he had an alibi. And that's why she was his defense attorney. Because she didn't want anybody else piecing it together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of holes and a lot of unknowns that are left holes and left unknowns.
So you never find out who the DNA was.
We do. It was the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Adam obviously was
An idiot.
like she basically was like, they never even like had reason to suspect me because they did it for me.
Yeah.
And she also talks about like how could she stab someone 37 times?
Right.
And then she mentions like, well, it's not exactly my first time killing someone.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
All right.
Her mom died by overdose.
Oh, no way.
She did have drugs in her system. But Sarah added more drugs,
Yeah.
which caused her to overdose.
So she killed her mom.
Yep. So Sarah, not as innocent as you think.
Wow. And Adam's just straight up an idiot.
Whoa. Sarah. Oh, I feel betrayed. I was so confident.